How you doing and welcome to my channel. Today I'm taking a look at the Mars Toys MAT-027 Mr. D, aka Billy Dee Williams as Harvey Dent in Batman 1989. Fantastic looking box. I am a fan of having the figures on the box, but this artwork is absolutely fantastic. I love it. You can see the bat symbol with Mr. D written in front of it, really nice. And even the imagery of the artwork of Billy Dee Williams making a speech on the podium there with Gotham City in the background really captures the essence of Batman 89. Really loving the artwork on this box. On the side, 1/6 scale collectible figure, and then on the back, some images of the figure itself in usual Mars Toys form and some information and warnings about the figure. And then on the inside, if I can get this box open, while I do that, I will urge you to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Is this box going to give me hassle? It is. There we go. I have it open. We have this little slip card that Mars Toys put in all of their figures. You can see fantastic artwork. The bat logo in the sky peering over the city of Gotham City. Really nicely done. So there we have it for the box and the artwork. So let's do a quick pan of the figure. So here we are for a quick pan of Billy Dee Williams as Harvey Dent in Batman 89, who never got the chance to fully explore his character to its full potential by transforming into Two-Face. Now, he was supposed to be Two-Face or transform into Two-Face in the sequel Batman Returns. However, the studio wanted a more recognizable villain in the movie. That's why they went and used the Penguin instead of getting Harvey Dent to transform into Two-Face. And because they had Catwoman there as well, they didn't want too many villains in the movie or overcrowd the movie. So Harvey Dent was replaced by Christopher Walken's character of Max Schreck. But there is a comic out there called Batman 89, which uses Billy Dee Williams as Two-Face, and it goes through his transformation and uses him as the villain of Two-Face in that comic. And the comic is written by Sam Hamm, who wrote the original screenplay for Batman 89. And the comic is very, very much so set in the Burton universe. It's almost like a third movie. It's essentially the third movie that we never got, in a sense. And it is a real love letter to the original two Batman movies. And it's really worth a read. It's a great comic, and all the likenesses are there. They use Michael Keaton's likeness as Bruce Wayne, even the likeness of Michael Gough is used as Alfred, and even the likeness for Commissioner Gordon is used, played by Pat Hingle. So all the likenesses are there. Even the look of Gotham in the comic is there. It's, you know, very much so like the Burtonverse. And for any Batman 89 or Batman Returns fan, it's a comic that's well worth a read. It explores more and elaborates more on the Burtonverse. So there we are for a quick pan. Let's have a look at the accessories. And here we are for the accessories here. All, you know, everything that comes with Mr. D or Harvey Dent. 4 hands in total, closed fists, and essentially what are trigger hands, but you can hold the cigar in those hands. I would like have liked a couple of relaxed palms. It is what it is. And then we have the rose that goes on his coat. And when I first got this figure, I thought I had the defective version. I was trying to attach the rose to the collar of the jacket, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't figure out where the magnet was, and that was because the magnet is on the other side of the rose. It comes attached to it already out of the box. So if I could just pull this off here, it comes off, and you have to place it if you don't drop it. You have to place it on the inside of the collar of the coat, and it places there like so. Which means you can put it anywhere you like on it. You can position it anywhere you like. So that is something to be aware of if you do get the figure, that the magnet is already attached to the rose, and it's not actually like a Hot Toys figure where it's already in position. So, but you can place it wherever you like. And speaking of the coat, this is a lint magnet. I've rolled this several times since I got it, and it still has lint all over it. Not a bad material, stitched quite well. The stitching is done quite nicely done. Very well tailored. It is a bit tight on him because of all the layers he has on him. So there is a bit of futzing to get it all sitting right, especially over the shoulders and that. But it is what it is. 3 buttons down it, as it was in the movie. A functioning pocket. Is this a functioning pocket? No, it's not a functioning pocket at the top there. But these pockets here at the side are functioning. So, which allows you to put his hands in his pockets. The stitching is done quite well. It's really, really well done. The stitching up the center there is really nice. Other than the fact that I have to lint roll it every 5 minutes, I have no complaints about it. Then we have a cigar. Again, nicely done. You can see the wrappings around it, painted really well, bit of ash on it and some darker areas in it. And then we have his grey scarf. So not a whole heap of accessories, but everything you need or everything he has in the movie. So moving on, let's have a look at the base. And here we have the base that comes with the Mr. D figure or the Harvey Dent. Just like on the box, it has the bat symbol with Mr. D written across it. And is that a sticker over the top of it there? No, it's not, is it? No, it's not. It feels, it's a different texture to the rest of it. So I thought it was a sticker over it. You know, it's a different texture. This is very matte around the end of it, and then the symbol has a gloss effect to it. I thought it was a sticker. It's just a different texture. It is what it is. Quite nice. Batmobile at the bottom and Gotham City around it. And yeah, I really like this base. My only gripe really is no nameplate. I find that odd because Mars Toys other figures like Mr. W has a Bruce Wayne nameplate on it, so I'm surprised there's no nameplate on it. Maybe there was some issue with calling him Harvey Dent, but I would have thought the same with the Bruce Wayne. I would have liked it to be in theme with the other Mars Toys figures, but it is what it is. So there we have it for the base. So moving on, let's take a look at the figure itself. So here we have Mr. D or Harvey Dent standing pretty much straight up as he comes out of the box. And starting off from bottom to top in my usual form, we will have a look at his footwear. Pair of brown shoes on him. I didn't pay that much attention to his shoes when I was watching the movie, so I'm not sure how accurate they are. But these are done really well. They're a pair of brogues that he's wearing. Nice little bit of detail to them, even a bit of detail on the toe of them there. I'm not sure the camera's picking up on that. There is a bit of a gap between his ankle and the shoe, which happens with a lot of third-party figures. Nice bit of relief on the laces as well. They're quite distinctive, you can see them, and a bit of detail running up the sides of them there, and a molded grip, which I'm surprised to see from a third-party figure. If I can get the light up a little bit to see that a bit better. But yeah, I'm surprised to see a molded sole on a third-party figure, but there you go. As for the suit he's wearing, this isn't going to be a very long review because he is essentially just a dude in a suit, as Helen from 6K Shiro would call him, a dude in a suit. Yeah, a blue pinstripe suit. Kind of reminds me of the suit that Christian Bale wears in The Dark Knight, or it reminds me of the Kento studio suit. The tailoring is quite good on it. The trousers fit quite well, although I would have thought 1980s trousers would have been a bit looser on him. I'd have to look back on the movie to see if the trousers are a bit looser. But I don't think we see him just in the suit in the movie. I think he's always wearing the coat that he has. As for the blazer, tailoring is quite well done. Sleeves come down to where they should. The jacket doesn't button up, but it's not necessary. And then underneath that we have his matching waistcoat with all the buttons in all the right places and the pockets in all the right places. Functioning pockets on the trousers, but I'm really impressed with the proportions of the body and the tailoring of the suit. Really well done, and even the stitching on it is really improving from Mars Toys. Some of the figures I have, more so the Mr. W figure where the shoulder on the blazer, where the sleeve meets the shoulder on the blazer where it's stitched, it's a bit lumpy. It wasn't very well stitched, but this is pretty spot on. Really well done, no complaints. And then he has his movie accurate tie underneath all of that, and his movie accurate pinstripe shirt with a nicely sized collar. And it even has the little buttons that pin the collar down, and really nice attention to detail by Mars Toys to put those little buttons in. Really impressed with this. Really impressed with this. And then we have a pleather belt on him, and this has come undone. The little press stud has come undone on it from futzing with it. So there we go. There's a pin back in. Yeah. Pleather belt on him. So he has everything he essentially needs. I really like how well done this is. I'm a bit mixed on whether I'm going to pose him with just a suit or with the coat on. And speaking of the coat, let's cut and put the coat on him and see what that's like on him. So here we have Harvey Dent with his coat on, and again, quite happy with the tailoring on it. I think it fits just well. I put the scarf on as well, as you can see. I put it on the inside. I think in the movie it's on the outside. You can have it either or. I just think it looks better on the inside in the figure form. I think it's a bit too bulky putting it on the outside of the figure. But the coat forms to the body quite well with a little bit of futzing. I have knocked the camera there. I'll have to put that back. With a little bit of futzing, to get it up over the shoulder, to get it over the layers that he has on already, you do have to kind of put it over the shoulders and futz with it a little bit. I did think initially that he loses his neck with the coat on, but just taking a second look at it there and stepping back and having a look at it, I think it is completely acceptable, especially with the scarf on underneath the coat. With it over the coat, it kind of loses his neck a little bit. And not a bad quality material for the coat. Like I said, the stitching is absolutely acceptable. There's no egregious overlap on the shoulders. A little bit of a lump there, but completely acceptable. And there's a wire in the bottom of the coat as well if you want to pose it, in a dynamic pose. So there is details there and additions there for a third-party figure are absolutely fantastic. You can see there from the back how well it fits him and how it comes down to just be to the knees essentially, and the jacket fits really well. The sleeve here on this side seems a little bit longer. Maybe it's just the way I've put it on. Maybe I need to pull it up over the shoulder a little bit and get it sitting right. Yeah, I think so. I think that's fixed it. But there we go, all the buttons in all the right places. They're non-functioning buttonholes, so you can't exactly button it up, but it wasn't tied up in the movie, so it's not necessary to have it that way. So yeah, let's get a close-up on this Billy Dee Williams head sculpt and see what we have. So here we are for the Billy Dee Williams head sculpt. Is it an uncanny likeness to Billy Dee Williams? Not really, but it is absolutely close enough. It's completely acceptable, and it does look like Billy Dee Williams, enough for us to know who it is. If he goes on my 89 shelf, we're gonna know exactly who it is. The one thing I think that's missing from this whole setup, which I think Mars Toys missed an opportunity for, was to give us an actual two-face head sculpt, let's say a fantasy head sculpt of Billy Dee Williams with half of his face transformed into Two-Face. I think that would have looked fantastic and would have been a fantastic addition to put that in the box. And maybe somebody will do one. I would like somebody to do one. I would buy one and, use that head sculpt. But I'm quite pleased with this head sculpt. There's some really nice texture to the skin. It's good enough for Billy Dee as Harvey Dent. Like I said, some nice pitting and texture to the skin. The skin tone, if my memory serves me correct, is a little bit lighter than it should be. But again, it's not the end of the world. The eyes seem a little bit far apart. I will have to look at Billy Dee Williams again. But it just seems the eyes are a little bit too far apart. It kind of looks like he could be related to Rihanna. But it's these little nitpicks that I'm picking out here. The moustache looks absolutely fine. I'm quite pleased that they didn't do what Hot Toys do and cover the upper lip with the moustache. You can clearly see both lips, and there's some nice paint work there. There's some skin tones in between the hairs in the moustache, speckling over the skin. Some, where the hairline blends into the sculpt is really well done as well. The hair doesn't come out too far at the sides, and the hair sculpting is acceptable. It's not Hot Toys standard. Why would it be? It's third party, but for third party, the hair sculpting is absolutely acceptable. Not fantastically detailed, but I really do like the way the sculpt blends into the hairline. It really, really is done well. Billy Dee was young enough when he played this character, so there are, little lines on his brow, no crow's feet. But I really love the texture on the skin and the pitting in it, and the couple of dark little liver spots on it, and a slight little rosiness to the cheeks. Really impressed with the painting on this and the detail that is in the sculpt. So that's pretty much it for the Harvey Dent by Mars Toys, or the Mr. D by Mars Toys. So if you haven't already, please do hit the like and subscribe button, and if you've made it this far, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, and I suppose I will catch you in the next one. So take care.